going for Anthony. He does smell better than nothing. Get close to him after the show. It's true. Your next comic coming to the stage. You've seen him on Investigation Discovery. Put your hands together for Jesse S. Martin. How you guys doing, man? Great. Almost brought my ukulele too, you know. Trying to follow that act up, right? Oh man, it's gonna be tough. So I just moved out here from New York, right? From LA. Yeah. Or to LA from New York, I'm sorry. And the LA dating scene is so tough, right? You know, it's like the only place I can go to where a girl will be unemployed and still push my date out for 2 weeks because she's so busy. You know? And then I look at her Instagram, she's at Drake's house. You know? Or for some of you guys, it's like, that's the equivalent of you seeing her, she's at the mall and then she's at Sinatra's, you know what I mean? You know, it's a tough time, man. It's also tough because, you know, I start, you know, walking around outside and I'm trying to meet people, you know, and they have their masks on and they look like Jasmine from Aladdin, you know. You don't see their eyes, you don't know if they got messed up teeth, you know. It's really tough, right? You know. I think for me, sometimes that, like, you know, I don't take my mask off, not because of COVID, sometimes I'm just like scared of being considered conservative, you know. It's not that anything wrong being conservative, it's just I'm too broke to be conservative. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't have my own Netflix password, I'm gonna be conservative, right? You know, it's like the only Porsche I can afford works on Hollywood Boulevard, you know? By the way, that's a sex worker joke, because I support sex workers. I'm very, very supportive. I'm so supportive that I support the site OnlyFans. Are you guys familiar with OnlyFans? So OnlyFans is a site that thrives off of sex workers working on the site, right? But recently, they've been in a lot of turmoil. They've been in a lot of turmoil because they had to get sex workers off of the site because they got big investors. You know, this is a great decision, right? And then I thought about it, I was like, oh, like what's gonna happen? They lost a few 2 million subscribers, and he said, you know what, masturbation's okay. Well, I guess we can put that back on the site. I think that's all right. Because anything that's bad is good if it makes enough money, right? Yeah, it took 45 years for them to take Coke out of Coca-Cola, you know what I mean? There was enough money there, right? Like, sports gambling is illegal now. Trust me, you have a good time when you go to Vegas. And I think also another reason that I struggle is because I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Not because I think being an anti-vaxxer is wrong, just because I took a science class, you know? And I think in doing so, it taught me a lot, you know what I mean? It taught me so much. It taught me so much to the point where I was at a party the other day, and I was dancing, and this other girl was dancing with me, and then she started sweating really hard, and she said, you know what? I don't trust the vaccine. I said, oh, I understand, but why are you sweating? She said, because I popped Molly. I was like, oh, you trust ecstasy, but you don't trust the vaccine. We have a scientist on our hands, don't we? All I'm gonna say is that if you've eaten a hot dog, you probably shouldn't worry about what's inside of the vaccine, you know? or if you're vegan and you've eaten Beyond Meat and it bleeds. How do you know what's inside of that, right? What do we know? You know what I mean? But I'm no scientist myself, obviously. You know, I do stand-up comedy. You know, I gave up biology a long time ago. I remember, you know, when I think about that, you know, she came back at me with a rebuttal. She said, my body, my choice. I said, that's true. In LA. Because we have a good time in Texas, you might not have your own choice. So stuff might get kind of tough, man. I don't know if you guys are football fans, but if you're watching the NFL recently, you realize that one of my favorite players, actually, I really liked him, Cam Newton, got cut from the Patriots because he didn't trust the vaccine. He didn't get vaccinated, so they cut him from the team. I don't know if Cam Newton saw, there was a movie that came out in 2013 called Concussion. It was about CTE. He didn't trust the vaccine because of the long-term effects. I think he chose the wrong career right from the start. I don't know if he was ever thinking about the long-term effects of anything. One more hit, you cut a couple lives off, you know? I think that, you know, when I was coming here, I flew on a plane, but I flew like the best possible ticket you can get for the cheapest price. I don't know if you guys ever rode this before. You ever had first class and Spirit? None of you guys have had that before? The funny thing with the first class and Spirit is that it's not called first class. It's actually called the two big chairs. And as much as I want that to be like I made that up, but you can Google this, it's actually called the two big chairs. And it's ridiculous because it's literally like the back seats are 3 chairs and the front seats are 2 chairs. And I really think you should just rename them to be called, we have Delta seats and then we have Spirit seats. They're just like the same size of the Spirit seats, honestly. I think that a way that I've avoided some of those bad airline tickets, I've gotten the second best seat I can possibly get, which is on every other airline in the exit rows. Have you guys ever rode the exit row before? Yeah. It's the best, man. I get so comfortable. Carol doesn't complain when I lean my seat back, you know? We have the exit rows here, and then I can just like lean back and I watch people walk by me and I'm like, poverty. I just got so much confidence. You know? I think the only issue with the exit row is that they ask you ridiculous questions. You know what I'm saying? And the issue when you were with the exit row, the stewardess will come by. She's like, hey, before you sit down, I have to ask you one little question. Are you prepared to help in the event of emergency? Of course I'm not. How about this seat for the leg room? Like honestly, I'm looking at her for help. I sat through the whole tutorial. I don't even know where the masks fall down. I drank 2 Jack and Cokes. I'm gonna be no help at all. There's no way I'm helping anybody. And I love it because sometimes you always have like that one guy that's like super hype. Say, no, I'm ready. I did tour in Vietnam. I'm ready to help in the exit row. You know, I can put people on my back. I'm like, all right, Vin Diesel, it's cool. Like, we'll be all right, you know? I think the scariest part about it is because like, I don't even know if they did any tests, right? Like, I don't even know if I can open this seat. I don't know if I can open the door. This guy right down the street from me, I'm pretty sure I'm stronger than him. He can't open the door either. And like, one of the only stereotypes that I feed into is that I'm a poor swimmer. So if we actually hit the water, I'm not helping anybody. No one's getting on my buoy. All right, that's my time.